Them training wheels came fresh off.
She was wobbling. Like, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to stop. Oh no.
Oh shit.
I'm so mad that the community probably does not even realize how much fun we have with these damn titles. Like, this shit is funny to me. Hey, community, here's what's brewing today.
Y'all better leave Nicki Testicles alone.
I know that's right. Chloe's VMA recital.
And Ask Yo Aunteas career moves. So get your cups ready for Minoritea Report.
Jesus. Hey, welcome to Minoritea Report. It's Auntea Kerel.
It's Auntea Dawon.
And Auntea Jerrell.
And we had to hurry up and clap our hands to get into this episode. We just started talking.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have a hard time finding that spike in this wave because it was so quick.
Oh, you know, it is what it is.
I was giggling. I was laughing. And then, good luck, girl.
Oh, man.
Good luck.
How you two doing today?
I'm doing so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First things first, I just have to say, I know we talked about this before the podcast, but last week, that whole episode, I listened to that episode 4 times. 4. It was so good.
It was a good episode.
Let me tell you, y'all could only say the word The Matrix 2 times this episode. Okay? 2 times. That's it.
And
y'all
your
reached
one
the
count.
quota for the month. Okay, look, I said y'all.
Okay.
I haven't reached my quota. So
Literally, like, I was dying because, like, I know we talked about it a lot, but listening to back, I was like, damn, Dawon and I was just in there.
Geeked all the way out.
All the way out.
Look, when I was watching it, I was like, Kerel always say that they wanted somebody to break them up because them two could go on a rant. I was like, I didn't do the one job.
The one job.
And I just let y'all take the mic.
And then the funny thing is, like, after the episode, Dawon and I are still sending each other stuff about the Matrix.
Look, y'all, they in the minority group chat, they started saying, I was thumb down. I was like, no, get this out the group chat. Y'all better go to YouTube only.
And I watched all 3 movies since last week.
I can't. Oh God.
If I watch one more trailer reaction video, I swear to God, like, I'm gonna be able to quote the damn trailer in a minute.
And the killer part about it is they don't tell you nothing in the
Nothing.
trailer. They don't tell you anything about the plot, which is
not according to y'all.
thing.
Not according to that 45-minute dissertation we had of it in the last episode.
Well, just FYI, I have not used the word yet, so we can keep on talking about
that
it.
part. That part. We still got 2 whole mentions.
I can't.
Exactly. And 2 whole months.
Huh, girl, right.
Look,
it's like we got 2 more months for this damn movie to come out.
Look, community, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, Auntea Jerrell is gonna be on vacay the next time that the next trailer that comes out. Okay, so
I know. Can you imagine us on the next trailer?
Literally, I don't want any other trailers to come out. I just want this to be the only one. I don't want to know anything else. Like, I love the speculation that people are doing, just trying to infer.
I got your community timeout. We're done. Community, I got y'all. We done. That's it.
I was trying to get us in there. I was trying to get us.
You brought it up. You know we can talk about it again. Like, we didn't even say a word.
I mean, look. Anyways.
Anyway, so you were saying right before we hopped on something about the Black queer brunch that you coordinate.
Yeah, so me and a couple of friends out here, we host like a queer Black brunch like every month. And normally we do like a rooftop somewhere and we just kiki together for like hours and we end up at a bar. It turns into like an all-day thing. Well, this month we're going to a Black-owned winery and a Black-owned brewery out here, and we just like rent a limo and everything. So we about to turn Oh, it's about to litty lit. I'm so excited. Like we literally just threw all this together.
That's dope. There's a new Black-owned brewery here in East Atlanta that I've yet to go to, and it's like it's like something hot, like Hoppin' Hops or something like that. And every time I drive past it, it'd be like lit, and I'm like, damn, why haven't we gone up there yet? So that kind of reminds me, I just need to go up there and get toe up too.
Toe up.
I was just having this thought to myself earlier today, and I was just like, I really love just like working from home and then just staying at home. Like, I keep thinking about all the friends that like now that everybody been vaccinated and all this kind of gobbledygook, I keep thinking about, oh yeah, I have people reaching out like, oh yeah, we need to get together for dinner. We need to finally get together and hang out. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. But when it really comes down to
it's like, I like chilling. It's turned me into a homebody for sure. Like I was already kinda like, I like getting out. I like that like mix.
Yeah.
But now I'm like you. I'm like, I don't know. It's like a bitch tired. I'm tired. Right. Shit. Let me just chill out.
And that it's like the summer is kind of coming to a close. You ain't gotta be wearing no like half shirts and nothing like
right.
I
know it's getting to that good time of the year where you get like sweatshirt and sweatpants on. Like I got sweatpants on today for the first time. I'm like, ooh, I like this.
I ain't gonna lie, I rode the elevator at our apartment just like literally about 15 minutes ago, and this man had on gray sweats, and of course my eyes were like,
dangle, 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 dangle.
I mean, was it worth looking down?
Dangle.
I didn't see much.
Oh, he's a girl.
Damn.
No.
Or it's cold.
Oh, it's cold. It's so cold in the D. How the fuck do we supposed to keep peace? Right.
But I am here for sweatpants season now.
Same
I am
here.
excited.
I'm ready for all of that fall stuff. Like, like the layers. I'm ready for the soups. I'm ready for like the roast beef and the potatoes. I'm just ready for it all. Damn it!
I know today was maybe only quote unquote. I know it's Atlanta, but it was only like 70 degrees today, so it felt and it was like misty.
How does that feel?
Yeah,
I know, right? But when it's been like damn near 100 all fucking summer, that 70 hits different.
That part. That's like, way different.
It's always a couple extra degrees, just hit different.
Just like always having them extra inches.
Make
all the difference.
I know that. So, I know a friend of the show and a friend of ours, Josh, hit me up about that Emmanuel. We were talking about that Emmanuel, that movie from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. He's like, damn, I thought I was the only one who did that. I was like, girl,
Look, if you listen to this podcast long enough, you gonna find that you are not alone.
Girl, seriously. I know that's the crazy thing. Is like especially with like social media and like someone like the TikTokers and the stuff they be posting about just like Black culture life. I'm like, how did we all go through the same damn thing?
Girl,
it's like I don't get it.
even at the beginning of the podcast, and for y'all that who are watching, you saw this on YouTube, but like we did the slide hand, like the slide one.
Yeah.
It's just so bizarre.
How do you know that? Like how do people, like how
the color purple?
Color purple.
our national movie.
Okay.
There's like so many things about like just growing up Black that like somehow no matter what decade, no matter what part of the country you grew up in, at least in America, you can relate to this.
It's bizarre. And it doesn't even matter where on the spectrum. Like you could be like the hoodest of the hood. You could be the whatever, the other side. I don't know what the spectrum is.
I'm going to give you an example.
Unless it's Anita Baker, then,
You're right. That is true.
But let me give you an example. If you put peanuts in your hand before you eat them, what do?
You shake them.
And then you guys still like clench your jaw. You like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's the salt that's making your mouth pucker. I don't know what that
Why
is,
did we
but
shake them? But why did we shake them?
because it'd be good. That's like good. You be like, ooh, this about to
Okay,
not even about. It's
another
like,
one for
it's
y'all.
meant to be good.
I was actually gonna make a status of this, so I'm actually
But
gonna ask y'all.
and I'm telling.
Did y'all ever do the thing where like someone sweep your feet, you spit on the broom?
The what?
If you're sweeping, it's not if the bristles touch your feet. Did you ever spit on the broom?
Oh no, that's
No, I don't know that
really.
one.
That's
Okay.
some take household stuff.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that non-Anita Baker household.
But you know, so this is what I was told from my great grandmother. The reason being was because before we were allowed to get married way back, remember we had to jump the broom. And so the broom is supposed to represent something where you're not supposed to cross, that broom is not supposed to cross your feet unless you're supposed to be crossing it together with a significant other. That's why you would spit on it so you didn't jinx it.
See, that needed to be on the Cosby Show so we could all learn.
Right. They missed that one.
That had to be on the Cosby Show.
They didn't tell us that one on that show.
Yeah.
Baby!
Right.
I know.
We just
Why
the
did
white
you do
people.
that so
We
well?
we lost all the white people.
The night. Well, speaking of people of color, though,
Nighttime.
happy Hispanic Heritage Month, by the way. We meant to say that last week. So. Hey, turn up.
Hola.
And actually, and today, the day we're recording this on a Thursday, is the actual true Independence Day of Mexico, and not the Cinco de Mayo shit that we do here in America just to eat tacos.
Right. That part. That's
all that is. We make up some shit here.
And then we know who did it. We know who did it because they plan on doing it to our Juneteenth. So
I know we just got our work calendar for next year for 2022, and it was cool to just see Juneteenth on there. I was like, yeah. That's dope. That's dope.
We're doing the same thing. Yeah, it's cool to see that for sure.
Yeah. But you're right. It's going to turn into something that is not supposed to be.
Supposed to be. It will be interesting because I can't say that part on there. So never mind.
That part.
Just kidding.
That was like me a few weeks ago where I was like, never mind. Let me keep that to myself. Oh, man. But I mean, speaking of fall, though, we already kind of mentioned what we're looking forward to. What was your favorite part of the summer? I probably already know Dawon's shit. He was gone for damn near 2 years.
17 damn days.
But what about speaking though?
PV. Yeah, because that was the first time I've ever been there, and it was great. And y'all saw me living my best life. I was a Speedo galore.
BEST. Yes.
Yeah. Had all them cakes out, girl.
She's like, we on a boat.
Woo, honey.
Look.
She was on a boat, a beach, a pool, everything.
And I didn't got it, like, it's tighter now. So now I even want to do it again. Like,
I know that's right.
Look,
I know that's right. What was my favorite part? Like, it's just been interesting. I've been doing like photo dumps on my Instagram just because I was like, I have all these just pictures I've taken over the summer that are just chilling on my phone for no reason. You know, it's like, let it get them out. And some of it I already kind of forgot.
Your Puerto Rico pictures were cute.
Oh,
right.
They were so cute. For real.
And literally, I was like, this bitch is an influencer. I see her over here. I see what she's doing.
And stunting just a little bit. It's like, let me get all my skin out here.
But real talk for a second, I was like, are they in Puerto Rico?
I know,
like,
right?
I was like, no. I had to think about it. And then, of course, I didn't read the caption. It said photo dump too. So I was just looking at the pictures. I was just like, okay.
When I was just doing Have a Nice Gay. By the way, follow Have a Nice Gay. Like, you hear your aunties on there as well. Hey, Mike. Hey, Kyle. Hey, Dan. Or fucking Dan.
Fucking Dan.
Hey, Booze. But yeah, follow us on over there on Have a Nice Gay. But I was talking to Mike on there, and he's like, did you just get back from Puerto Rico? I was like, no, everyone keeps asking this. And I thought I was clear as hell in the caption, but maybe I wasn't. But no, like, literally, I was going through my phone. I'm like, there's some cute pictures in here that, like, are just chilling. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a big old photo dump of like everything in my summer. And I part of me is just like I don't want to feel like I'm rubbing it in because I was able to travel a decent amount this summer, and so part of me was like, oh, do I do it or not? But there's some cute pictures, so I was like, it is what it is.
Hey, you got to live for yourself, not for everybody else. So if you can do it and enjoy it and celebrate it. So
absolutely,
I'm here for that. Mm-hmm.
But the Puerto Rico trip was cool. It was different just because at that time they were still having a curfew. I love the PV trip. The PV trip might be my highlight as well. Actually.
Even with the
even with the damn
sickness,
girl with the boo boo everywhere. Woo, that stomach, girl, that stomach was toe up. Oh, I did not feel good. I won't forget that was 4th of July. I won't forget that 4th of July.
And I almost went on that trip.
Right? Oh man, that tore me up. And then, but then Jerrell got sick too. Like he's like, oh, you down here? Oh, I'm glad you made it. And then a few days later, a girl was out too.
I was out too.
That's a bullet.
That was the lower intervening, being like, you know, you had
like calm your ass down a little bit.
You know, exactly. Sit your ass down.
But yeah.
I'm excited for fall. I don't know what I'm looking forward to most of the fall, if I'm being honest. Just because I actually enjoyed getting out and about this summer. You know, I wasn't in people's faces, but just being able to feel more comfortable walking outside or just having the option to go eat at a restaurant outside just felt nice. And with winter here or fall here comes more rain. So a lot of the outdoor activities go away as well. And so I'm really not looking forward to having to fight to be in places or that have, you know, good protocols around for COVID that are indoor, you know, because most of the people are like, we don't give a fuck. You got a vaccination card, like you good to go. But that's still too lenient for me. You know, like I go to the places where it is outdoor, open air, and there is space. I'm still not trying to be in people's face in enclosed places just yet. So, I mean, if everyone's vaccinated, I'm cool. I guess I'll be all right. But for right now, with me coaching high school volleyball and being around like 50 kids on a daily basis and got a man to come home to, I'm not trying to mess up for anybody else. I
get that.
I'm a little remiss that, because Adam and I were talking about this earlier, like we had our whole rooftop remodeled. Like in anticipation of the summer, and I probably spent like 3 days up there.
Oh, really? That's
since it's been remodeled. Yeah, it's crazy.
You were talking all about it.
Right.
I was hyped. But you know what? I think at the end of the day, what it was is everything was locked down last year. So I had no other choice but to be only up there and be safe. And this year, after getting, you know, the vaccine, like you can go practically anywhere that you want to go, so you don't have that like obligation of like or that restriction of where you can go. And so, but I'm like, damn, we spent all that money and it's just sitting up there covered up.
But you know what, like, go up there in the fall though. Those are like nice, like when it's not too hot, where it's like that 60 degrees, 60 to 70
with
degrees.
a nice like little
with a blanket
too. Already know.
That's cute.
We'll do that. I mean, and by the way, here in New York, it was really rainy. So like the whole first half of the entire summer, for real, was like, it was raining practically every single damn day. So, and we didn't even get our furniture till I think the first week of July. And then, you know, from July to August.
To yesterday, you was in Greece.
Exactly. So it was like,
right.
But you know, when you come back, you're like, oh yeah, we have this. That's kind of cute. Okay, we got it.
Oh, this, you know, she said, oh, this old thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I would.
It's nobody's table to dance on, so you know, I got
right.
sit on this.
I was that was a surprise. That whole night in Namos and Mykonos, but particularly in this little village in Namos, that was like, I can't even tell you how much of a shock that was, because it was such a when I tell you this was a nice place, I won't even use the word fancy. This was like a really, really nice place. And when I was encouraged to get onto the table, I'm like, but it's so nice over here. Like, you know, we're not trying, but okay.
But I'm gonna do it though.
When in Greece.
Right. Oh, that's right.
But speaking of nice things, did y'all see the Met Gala? Did y'all see those photos?
I was sitting there watching
nice
on
things?
Ooh. I was sitting there watching KeKe on Twitter. Like, KeKe at the Vogue Met Gala is everything my life needed.
Wait, KeKe Palmer?
KeKe Palmer hosted like the top of the stairs for Vogue, and it was streaming live on Twitter.
I didn't see it.
Was everything, because you know how KeKe is. Like,
she really is.
KeKe is. She gave me my entire life, especially like when it was like people she knew. She's like, "Hey, girl!" She's like, "Hey!" I'm like, I was like, I'm here for the blackeniness of this.
I gotta find this because I love her. I absolutely love KeKe so much.
And then you can tell too, she didn't do all her notes either. So she was saying certain stuff, and they're like, "No, that's not what happened." She's like, "Oh well, girl. Oh well, my bad."
Sorry to this man.
Right, sorry to this man. I was like, oh my God, KeKe, I want KeKe to host everything on the carpet.
She was coming after Haya winning that Emmy the night before. So, she was just like, hey, we up in here.
Exactly.
In here.
Yeah.
But okay, so Dawon, you didn't like everything? So you didn't like everything? Or you didn't like the event?
No. No.
This was you were the one person I've been waiting to hear from since Monday.
Here's the thing, from my perspective, and I'm just one man, but this is supposed to be like the fashion event of the year, and the theme was really about Americana. It was about American fashion, and although there were a lot of American designers, I felt like there was nothing really special about it. Even with Lil Nas X coming out with his 3 outfits, I think that was like, notice I said little because like it was reductive because you already had his predecessor coming out 2 years before doing the same damn thing. So it was just like I'm just like so there were 2 things that I found problematic about the Met Gala. Yes, there are a lot of people look beautiful. I love Iman wearing like this kind of like Native American inspired thing.
He was
and I think Lupita looked phenomenal wearing denim. There was a lot of people that were wearing Tom Brown. Rihanna and her boo wore Tom Brown,
looking like Captain Crunch. He looked like a bowl of Captain Crunch.
And in one of those like Kmart sleeping bags that he unzipped.
I was like, where the milk at?
Did y'all hear that some people are speculating that Rihanna's pregnant? That's why she wrote something so big and ugly like that.
Ooh, you think that's why? Maybe.
Because normally she is always just behind the scenes. We haven't really seen her in a hot minute. Everything we have seen is from months before.
She probably just came because her Fenty show is next week or this week when this episode comes. She's like, let me just go and do a little press real quick.
Let me show up here so we can get Anna Wintour and the notes coming in my shed or whatever. But like, I found 2 things problematic with it. I found that the outfits in total were underwhelming. Like for what it was, like this is the first biggest fashion event that we have in 2 damn years, and y'all showing up looking like this.
It just looked like a regular ass award show. That's what I was confused. I was like,
and my other complaint with it was, although there were Black designers that were represented, not a lot, but there were Black designers there. I did not see Black culture as part of the American fabric, being represented. And so that was just, it was honestly, it was just a missed opportunity.
They tried to open it up with that band that wasn't really a Black band. I was like, that ain't it.
Wait,
y'all maybe from South Carolina, but
but to your point though, I'll say this though, the one person I think that did bring it was it Regina King when she had that denim with the gold on the inside of the cape? Because people were like, why she look like she went to Docs for that outfit?
Oh no! And that wig was terrible too. I was like, Regina.
She showed it in.
Michael Kors did you grimy? Give that outfit back.
That's what you get for going to Michael Kors.
That part.
Ooh.
But you know what she said.
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford looked like a zaddy. I was like, come on, Tom Ford.
He did look good though.
I don't pop Molly. I rock Tom Ford. I know that's right, bitch. Shit. I was like, Tom Ford could have got it.
He can get it, take it, throw it away in the trash, and I'll still be happy.
I was like, come on, Tom Ford.
With that fake ass accent he be rocking.
That part.
I am also
You
living
from
for
Minnesota. Get out of here with that bullshit.
I'm also living for all these Kim Kardashian memes though.
Oh, they're everything.
Oh, y'all see the one? Y'all see the one
everywhere.
that said? Y'all see the one that said Kim Kardashian came up here looking like a grinder profile?
The grinder.
with no picture?
That was my favorite one. Yeah, they did her wild.
I mean, but that's what she get for showing up with her face all covered up.
But and it did exactly what needed to be done. We're talking about her every fucking time.
Yeah,
and she knows what needs to be
you
done.
didn't even see her
Broke the
face.
internet.
You just knew silhouette.
You do the silhouette.
That's all you. I was like, you know what? Okay.
But I will say Kendall looked pretty in that little see-through thing.
Yeah,
I was like, okay. I was like,
oh my God,
pretty, Kendall.
The meme that got me is that picture of them together, and it says white gays with their inner black women.
Yes.
Hate you right now. Stand you.
The internet be on it, yo. Like, I can't stand the internet.
I live for it.
I'm like, yo. And you see not Oprah, Whoopi.
Whoopi.
I was like, even though like it's everything that I want from Whoopi, but it still look a mess. It look a mess, but you're like, that's Whoopi though.
Look, one person was like, Whoopi, even the color purple can't see it. I said, I am done. I am done.
Whoopi always looked like she just roll into Joanne Fabrics, throw a bunch of black paint on shit, and then walk out with everything attached to her body.
Literally,
like, it's so awful.
But you know what?
I
bet you, she deliberately does the opposite of what everybody was. But like, Whoopi's very much that person.
Yeah.
Like, oh, y'all want me to do that? Well, so that I'm gonna actually do this.
Absolutely.
And I'm Whoopi motherfucking Goldberg.
There's a video of Whoopi inside the Met Gala, and the designer of the gown, I forget his name, starts with a P, was talking to Normani, and you see the camera just pan, and Whoopi just sitting down looking like an auntie. Like Whoopi said, she was sitting there like, my feet hurt. I was like, Whoopi is just too much for me. I am so here for her. Like, she was just sitting there, she had like a drink in her hand, just like, not bothered at all. I was like, go ahead, Whoopi.
I love me some Whoopi. I love me some Whoopi.
Let's put it out there now. One day we're gonna get the aunties are gonna go to the Met Gala and we're gonna like see what it's really about one day. I guarantee you. We're gonna put it out there now.
Yeah. I have to just take a moment to put Angelica Ross on, not on blast, but like just highlight like what she did, because she put a whole post out there because she went to the Met Gala and she was invited and whatnot. And I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but she had this whole post on her timeline. So if you have an opportunity, go to her IG and just take a look. The post is underneath India Moore, who looked stunning. She did. Bald and like just like very design. Inca, kind of like, you know, like it was very, very that. But she put it under there, and she basically said that, thank you for the invitation, but I think that, I'll seriously reconsider my involvement in this kind of an event in the future, in part because I don't know whether or not this aligns with, who I am as a person. This is the kind of representation that I should be having. So, obviously there were protests happening outside the Met Gala. People were being arrested. I don't know what for, but for good cause and whatnot. But it's just it's wonderful to see somebody be that courageous. Yeah. To share a counter perspective that not a lot of people would have the chutzpah to be able to do,
especially because Anna Wintour. To just recognize that you at the end of the day, even if it comes at a cost of your career or whatever, you have to do what's right for you. And I just commend her for that. Yeah,
but there was other stuff in that post too that I really liked, where she talked about not following, you know, the rules and like, oh, so, you know, like this is what you're supposed to do. Don't be unique. Don't step outside the line. Stay inside your lane. And she talked about, you know, like not wanting to be a part of that anymore, you know, and wanting to stay on her ground and let her craft as an actress speak for itself and not have to jump through all the hoops and the loops to have what she has. Yeah. And I just really recommend her for that. Like, that's just amazing.
And let's be clear, you know, this is also coming from a place of privilege, right? So she's in a place right now where she can turn it down. Where she can turn it down. She's got the coin, she's got a little bit of security. Yeah. And it's not to say that the only time that you can stand on your principles is when you have, you know, money. But, you know, it just underscores that, you know, I think she recognizes that when she did that kind of a thing, it's going to close a lot of doors to her. But you know what? Damn the doors that get closed in front of your face, because they're not meant for you.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no, I enjoyed it, especially with KeKe. That was like the highlight of my week because KeKe was killing me. She like literally, she needs to host every red carpet now. Yeah, like because she was just having fun. She was just being herself. She didn't feel like I have to be like this stuffy host and this. She's like, bitch, no. Like I'm feeling myself. I'm looking like Diana Ross. That was my like homage to her. I don't know what the hell you got on, but cool. They look cute. What you eating inside? And I was like, that's how you do this shit because you could probably feel the pressure of like I have to act a certain way, but then the second you act yourself is when way more doors open. You know, and so it's like almost like the spectrum of it. You have Angelica on one side, and you have KeKe on the other, and they're both doing what works for them, and it's going to open doors down the.
And then you got Kanye on the moon.
Oh Lord Jesus!
But you know what? Getting back to KeKe real quick, for y'all that are listening, follow her IG. It's literally like a whole, it's like a whole network. You know how the OWN network has like, you know, shows that are highbrow, lowbrow, and everything in between, comedies, thrillers, and if you follow her IG, it's everything. She's giving you beauty. She's giving you raw, like, you know, without no makeup and all that. She has her own little like, you know, like TV show, you know, on it's just
it's everything.
Again, she reminds me of one of those people that you could actually see yourself being like, I feel like I know KeKe. You know, like how she presents herself and how she is on her IG is like
absolutely
her. I don't think she acted it. I don't think she's trying to do like something like kind of like gimmick or anything like that to get attention. She's like, hey, this is me,
honey. Exactly.
And even when she's being interviewed by people, she brings that same energy, that same energy, bubbly kind of like effervescent, you know, but really smart and quick-witted like personality to the interviews. I love her.
She's one that gets it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Regina King, except for this moment. She's another person that gets it. But yeah, she need to return that one back to Michael. Did y'all watch the VMAs at all? Did you watch the highlights of it?
I did. Okay. I did.
Your thoughts on that?
Watched.
Yeah.
It.
Okay.
Doja Cat, sis, ma'am. First of all, like she is someone I feel like is doing things for attention. Like she is.
Like that rainbow bright cocoon dress that she came
first
out
of all, you know, so y'all remember the Power Rangers, right?
You look like a glowworm.
Right. Exactly.
You remind me of like the villains from the Power Rangers. Like, yes. That's what she looked like to me. I was just like, what? And then she came out with that damn chair. And I said,
the chair on the head that she ended up sitting on.
It was funny. Like, I can't tell with her. Obviously, it's her kind of humor. But I can't, like her, like it's that line where I'm like, I can't tell she's in on the joke or she really thought it was dope and then made the joke after. Like
or is it avant-garde? You know, like is she trying to go for avant-garde, but it's coming off as a joke?
Oh no! And then she came with like the avant-garde dance routine to the song, and I was like, I mean, I might just not be the biggest Doja fan. That's when I'm kind of coming to a conclusion. Like, her songs are cute. Like, I'll bop to a song if it's on at the bar or whatever. But I'm just not proactively seeking out Doja Cat.
I feel like maybe one hasn't been long enough since we've seen multiple artists try to push this envelope. Like we've seen like Nicki and we've seen Lady Gaga. We've seen a couple other artists, try to be just outside of the box. And I don't feel like she's doing anything that's like eye-catching. It just feels very yawn. It's like, I'm not, wow, you're doing something different, but you're not doing something new.
Because it doesn't feel like it's genuine. Like Gaga is just genuinely like out there. Doja, I don't think is genuine out there. She wants to be out there, and so she's doing all this stuff, and it's coming across fake.
I don't know. I mean, I felt that way at first about Nicki, but then I was just like, she's just crazy. She's just wild. And then I was able to see that that's just her being her.
Her and her cousin's testicles.
Speaking of. That whole thing is a trip. And then for her to be like, I said that if I want to do more research before I decide to take it. I said, ma'am, how much more research you need to do? How much more research you need to do? And then she tried to backtrack and say, then she was like, the reason why I didn't go to the Met Gala was because I have a young baby. Then she tried to say it was that reason.
She didn't go to the Met Gala because they require vaccinations and she didn't want to get one. Let's call a spade a spade.
That part.
But then she went back and said,
did she finish high school? Like, what research are you doing?
Ooh,
come on now.
See, you ain't gonna have the barbs coming after me. I'm high.
You see me fade off.
I don't care.
Damn. Real quick.
Look,
like, no.
Look, bring it.
No,
did you see where I just got back from? I just got back from Greece, so I am not bothered by no damn bars. Who doing this?
I'm over here hide. I'm over here hide.
Now look. If you're a real barb, you come to my house, but don't be doing this. Don't be doing this.
The real barb.
I may be Auntie Chardonnay, but don't let me have to crack this bottle. So. But what were you saying, Jerrell, about Miss Nicki Minaj and her research that she was doing?
I said
her intellectual research.
I didn't say nothing about her intellect or her research.
Or her GED or her diploma or nothing.
I just said what people were saying, not what Auntie Hennessy said. I was saying what
I had read on Twitter. I had read on Twitter. The same Twitter that she got blocked on.
Okay. My eyeballs have seen.
But I mean,
how you don't use hearsay as your evidence? Like
that part.
I heard from
she said, she said her cousin's friend.
Right, her cousin's friend.
But that's how we do it. That's how we do it in Black culture, though.
That is.
That's how we do.
I knew somebody who knew somebody.
That's how we do.
But meanwhile, okay, I'm gonna stop.
And the rumor on Twitter was saying that like he made up the friend made up that lie because he was cheating on his fiance, and then like. And got like a STD or something.
See,
and that's the rumor. But I don't know if that's even more hearsay. So who knows what the truth is?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, okay, if somebody got the vaccine and they had, okay, I'm going to be for real. If they had an adverse event, okay, which is a technical term about meaning that something that was not supposed to happen with your physiology, you had a physiological response that was not predicted as a result of taking this particular, this medication. If you have an adverse event, that may or may not be caused by or attributed to the specific thing that you took in. It could be a combination. So what other medications was this nigga taking? What is his diet? Who was he fucking?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the part.
How is it that the reaction that this person had were in testicles? And Nicki Minaj, what does that have to do with you with no testicles?
And then it's just like, and also it's not like they're not gonna follow up. Like especially when you like one of the biggest celebrities on earth. They're gonna hear this and be like, "Oh shit, we have to follow up now. Like, there's no choice." And so for them to follow up and spend all that time and money to follow up and to come find out that it was a lie that the friend had lied, now you're looking like a fool. You look like boo boo the fool. Go and get that vaccine, girl.
Like at the end of the day, if you don't want to take the vaccine, that's your choice. But don't be like using these like hearsay propaganda bullshit answers as a way to justify why you don't want it. Like, what does somebody having a reaction in their testicles have anything to do with a person who doesn't have testicles?
I mean, I think here's a part of it. I think, and I know I'm one of them. You know, I bully people into feeling shitty for not getting a vaccine. You're absolutely right. And so now niggas are being very, in their feelings and trying to come up with reasons, not to feel bad. And so that way, bullies like me.
It's like I got a big old testicle.
Right. Which I'm still gonna bully it, and then look at when you're done.
Oh man. But I guess now we're all in Nicki. But okay, back to VMA.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite performance at all?
Honestly, it missed me with most of it.
Yeah.
I was here for Chloe.
Yeah.
You can see the makings. You can tell that she is under
the right tutelage.
You can tell everything from the song is.
It was a recital. It was a recital.
Not a recital. Damn, you kind of right though.
Right.
But maybe what's a step up of a recital? I don't know.
No, it was a recital.
Damn.
It was a recital.
It was a good first recital.
It was a good recital.
Look, she got a standing ovation for that recital. She really did. She really did.
Not Auntie Beyonce on the sideline being like,
right, exactly. You ain't gonna get the Beehive and Chloe and shit on me now too. Hold on.
Hey, maybe this will get our mentions up.
There we go.
I mean, that's not why I'm saying it, but I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, I was so pumped. The only reason why I didn't even watch it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I recorded the whole damn thing and I sat there and I fast forward through all the talking parts and I watched snippets of each of the performances. And when I got to her, I stopped. I loved Hallie's introduction. She was just so proud, and you can just see that sisterly love, which I appreciate.
And had her titties all out. I was like, "Go ahead, Hallie."
Looking
right.
And so, but I think that Chloe did a really great job. But there was there was a quality. A crispness that was missing from the performance. I felt like she needed way more backup dancers because she herself wasn't. I get that she's trying to own like who she is as a grown ass woman, and I can appreciate that, and the lyrics are great and all that stuff. But she did not carry the stage like a star carries a stage. You can put Beyonce or whoever you want to put in that category, you put them on the stage by themselves with ain't nothing but a toothpick, and they will their energy will fill that entire stage. Yeah. And I didn't get that from
20 years, but that's the difference between 20 years of experience and like 5 years of experience.
Totally.
And that's why I made the point, like, you can see it in the making.
Her foundation is solid.
Right. It is. Yes. It really is. She is on the right path.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, like, because I was also there for Normani. I wanted to see how she did, but I felt like she didn't deliver like Chloe did.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there needs to be a middle ground between the two. I feel like what happened to Chloe is she was so amped up that it was all one note the entire time. It was just amped up. And I think that's over time. That's the thing that Beyonce's very good at. It's just like she knows how to pace her performance. It could be the most hype ass song, and she knows how to give us those highs and lows throughout the whole thing. I felt like Chloe from the beginning was like, with the strings and everything. And I was like, that's like, you can't start that hype already because you ain't got nowhere else to go. And then she was slinging them locks of her. I was like, okay, we know you hype, but like, give us a little depth and highs and lows of it. Where Normani was just so like stuck like on like the video part of it that like she didn't give us enough hypeness.
No,
it's like you killed it technically. Like the choreography was killer. You killed that shit. But you didn't give us the hype moment. Like we needed just at least, and she tried to do it with the Janet moment at the end, but it was too late.
that Janet
I do
moment.
feel like real quick on the Chloe piece, I felt like her choreographer let her down because the choreography on the stage did not even live up to the video. I was looking for the splits with the asses and all this other kind of stuff, and you didn't see any of that.
Because it was Chris Grant who choreographed, who's Beyonce's choreography. That's interesting.
I felt and I just, again, my own personal opinion, but I felt like the choreography didn't live up to the expectation of the video. It wasn't an elevation from the video. In fact, I felt it degraded from the actual video. I don't think that she was able. There were nerves that were there, and you could see it in her face, because there were like moments where you can tell she's counting steps in her head, and like, she's trying to give it or whatever. And that's great. And I'm not trying to take away from her performance. I think she did a phenomenal job, but I also felt like there were decisions that were made about that performance that they'll learn from. So that's all.
But I think the video choreography isn't made for a performance though. Like certain choreographies aren't able to be transformed from a music video, which has the editing and the cutting and stuff like that you can give to it. Whereas in a live performance, you have to be able to deliver from beginning to end. Yeah. And that's one thing that I like about Sean Bankhead. I think that did Normani's, right? Yeah. Like that is something
that's a stage performance.
Yeah, that is a stage performance. That he put in to a music video.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference. Because I agree with you. I like the choreography better in the music video than I did on the stage. But I will say this, what I saw on the stage is exactly what Beyonce would have done. Because even from when she did like this little turnaround and she did a misstep.
Yeah.
She did a turnaround and she was a misstep. And I saw that. But like, even from when she turned around and she did like the little leg thing, and I was like, baby, you need to learn. You got to work on that leg twerk, that little ass pop,
Yeah.
But you could tell the Beyonce choreography in it. So I was like, you know what?
And it's the same videographer. It's the same videographer. It's the same choreographer. So she has the same team. So which is huge, because that team is killer. So to have that as your first performance, girl.
Look, let her do the same exact performance with the same exact choreography for the Good Morning America and Times Square. After she got this first one, that's why I call it a recital, because once she had this first one out, the next ones that she's going to do, she's going you're going to feel the electricity. She's going to be so connected to every single step.
And it's the first time she's on stage by herself. She don't have her sister to really also,
which is a whole nother thing.
Lean on. So, I mean, all around, I think
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what was missing for me for Normani was actually the vocal. Like, I was like, everything else was dope. Like, I was trying to think, I was like, why didn't it catch me? She's not the strongest singer, and I'm scared. I'm scared that's gonna. How does she get from? Because she's dope. Because she's going to be the similar kind of thing as Sierra. Sierra found a way to capture us, though.
Yeah.
Where's that? Where I don't know how Sierra has elevated in Normani, and Normani's still young.
But Sierra gave us those beats, though. Sierra gave us those beats where you could not help but to shake that ass. Like you could not help. Her
so it's
beats
more the
up
tempos.
Yeah, her beats got you. It wasn't the vocals. It was the beats. It wasn't the lyrics.
Right.
It was this makes me want to write.
And think about how the songs play. Those songs play in the club. You don't hear Normani's music, her catalog, playing in the club like that. Why? Because half of it's all goddamn ballads. So.
Well, and I mean, this is only her second single, so I almost feel like we got to give her courtesy down too, because like she's been with Fifth Harmony, so she knows how to capture her stage, but she always had other people singing with her, so she didn't have to do the singing part as much. So it's just like that was
doing the oohs and the ahs,
right? Exactly. And she was because like I mean she was right. Come on, Michelle. But like because like I was sitting there, I was like, damn, she's killing the dance out. She's like everything. The staging was dope. The lighting was dope. She looked dope.
Yeah,
the routine is dope. But then I was like, why wasn't I still like? Why did I feel like something was still missing? And it might just simply be the vocal.
But I also think the production of it too. Like I felt like it was too simple. Like she didn't have a lot going on behind her. She had like just a black and red screen behind her, and it was just all about the choreography. And when you don't have a song that can stand on its own with just out the choreography, you need to also have something to bring that entertainment within like the stage.
And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt too. They just added her on Wednesday?
Yeah, that's true.
and it was like Sunday that they did it. So maybe that probably had part of it, but I was just like, oh, there was something missing, and I can't pinpoint it because it was dope.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was the vocal.
I do want to say one thing too, and I just want to clarify this for everyone listening. This is not us putting two Black women against each other, by the way. No, we are not comparing them. We're talking about what we liked and what we didn't like. We're not comparing them because they have their own lanes and there is room for both of these Black women, okay?
And I like them both. I like both the songs. I like both the routines. Right.
Literally the only two songs I'm listening to right now, really, I'm here for it. So,
and they were the best performances of the night, by the way. So let's get that out there. And Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys did kill it. I liked her little.
And you know what? And shout out to Alicia Keys because that bitch she sang live.
Girl, it sounded good too.
It sounded so good. I was like, you know what?
And she's a grown ass woman.
Oh, grown ass woman.
She ain't 16 anymore. She walked out there looking like a
come on,
Alicia woman.
And that was one thing Fizz pointed out too, that he was like, that's one thing I love about Alicia Keys is she doesn't have to do all this extra stuff to be like, look at me.
To command us, yeah.
Like Alicia Keys is like, I'm Alicia Keys.
Period.
You here to be entertained. And
wait.
The house down.
Hold on. We tripping. What about Madonna's ass? We tripping? How we get this long without talking about Madonna's ass or her new titties and her new face?
I was fine going this far without talking about Madonna's ass.
Turned around and I was like, and I looked at Corey because Corey's just a Madonna stan, but he's like, Madonna, like the last few years, Madonna has just disappointed Corey so much, and he was just like, God, he's like, why are you trying so hard now? He's like, your whole career was not trying hard, right? Now you're trying hard.
Everything about that lead up to her intro and including her intro was whack. The video was whack. Her little like voiceover was whack. The way that she walked up to the mic wearing a Burberry coat and then took the Burberry coat off was whack. Her recital of the words were whack. And then when she turned around, her ass was whack.
Because like I froze it too. Like I froze it and took a picture of it and sent it to Corey because he was like, I'm just done. And like you see the crease of where she got the implant. And I was like, oh, and at the end of the day, it's your body. Do what the hell you want to do, you know? However, it's just disturbing because Madonna for so long was the cool factor. And she didn't even have to really try to be the cool factor. And now to see her try is like, it's heartbreaking. Sad. And you know who killed it? Cyndi Lauper came in like 5 minutes later. That's how you still like she's still Cyndi Lauper, still killing it at an older age, but was still cool. Like she wasn't trying too hard.
I feel like with Madonna, for me, what's disappointing is the fact that I've always known her to be a trendsetter.
Yeah.
And within the last 10 years, she's been chasing trends. It's weird. Like I remember when she brought Drake out and then she tried to kiss him on the mouth and he pulled away, and then she did that song with Maluma, and then she did all this like
it started with that Nicki Minaj and MIA song. That's where you're like, It
was like like when you start doing those collabs with people that are young to kind of like make you relevant, it's a wrap. It's just a damn wrap.
Damn. Let me get that Burberry coat though. That's cute. I like the coat.
I mean, look. At the end of the day, she's in her 60s. Her body looked damn good for being in her 60s.
Absolutely.
Not going to take that away, but it's just like I think when you grow up with a perspective about this person that has had such prestige and to see the decline, meaning that they're chasing after something when they should be the one being chased, it's disappointing because you want more for them. You want more from them.
Or just simply pass the baton. Like, like at some point you also have to get to a point where you are like, you know what? This is not for me anymore. Like this is not the spotlight that I should be holding anymore. Not saying that you just go out the pasture or whatever, but simply just live in your legendariness. Like you see all these top divas who like they live off their names alone. They don't have to be chasing these little kids around to stay relevant. They're like, you know what? I'm a diva. I'm a legend. Yeah. That's all that matters. You know,
I'm like, you see like the Tinas, you even see like someone like a Cher. Cher is still killing it.
Yeah.
And she's not trying too hard. She's still being Cher.
Yeah. Right.
But I don't know what Madonna's trying to be right now. And it's
She's
upsetting.
a Leo. She's a Leo. She needs, I mean, I get it. You still trying to like capture people's attention and you trying like
bless her heart. But Corey would look so sad. Like I put myself in his shoes. I was like, damn, that would be like me and Beyonce. And at that age and be like, Beyonce, what are you doing? Look, like it would break my heart.
if you see me, 20 years from now with some goddamn implants in my shoulders, come over with a pen and pop them motherfuckers. You have my permission.
Look, but you know what? Beyonce won't be like that. Because you know Beyonce gonna be like Miss Tina. She gonna be like Miss Tina. She gonna
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I know we still gonna be seeing Beyonce in them 60s, 70s killing it. I can't wait.
Look, and you know she gonna be on the side.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna be out there too, thinking I'm still killing it. Oh man. All right, what time is it?
Ask
your aunteas.
Yes.
Oh, let's see. Who wants to read it this week?
I'll do it.
First, do we have an update first? We do the
update we do have an update.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So last week, let me pull it up here. So last week, if you caught the episode, if not, catch it because it's a good episode. We had the Ask Yo Aunteas about couples like fighting in the club and the bars and everything to kind of get off because it like riled them up and things. And the person that sent it in, because we're like, if that's your friend, how you still going to the club and everything like that? So the person, oh, I'm trying to find it here real quick. Shit, hold on, bear with me. I should have had this. I should have been. Oh, you know what? Because I'm under my own Instagram. That's why. There we go. But they said, let's see here, because then we started talking. Said because I think we asked like what nationality were they, and he was like, they are Hispanic, and he's like, and it was actual fighting because that was another question we had. We're like, oh, is it kind of like tick for tat? He's like, no, they were actually fighting. He said one time my friend got on top of her man's car with a bottle of Corona and scratched the bumper, got her hands all cut up. He grabbed her up by her hair to get her off the car. I'm like, girl, that's crazy. I was like, are they still together? He said, oh no, they were together for like 5 years, then they broke up. Hashtag thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, I know, that's right.
So, I mean, maybe that's the thing. It's just like, it might be cute in the moment, but that shit ain't gonna last. Like,
no.
Damn.
That's not healthy.
That for 5 years?
Girl.
The therapy afterwards.
Oof.
The bill.
Honey, you reckon it ain't cheap.
God, can you imagine going from a relationship like that and then find yourself in another relationship that's actually healthy? Like, can you imagine the amount of
which is
sabotage?
funny because that's kind of the question. That's kind of the question too.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I guess I'll read it. So today's question, this episode's question is, aunties, how do you end an amazing relationship because you are moving away for your career? They already told you to follow your career and that they will cross that bridge when we get there.
Ooh, I think we've all kind of been in that situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, so I don't know if I've ever told the full kind of story of Corey and our relationship. We met in Chicago, and the reason we've kind of moved all over the place was Corey got a job offer to move to Texas. And this was like early first 10 months of our relationship, maybe even. And I was like, I'm not moving nowhere for no dude without my career being like solid. Like like it just did not make sense to me in my head to also have a great career and moving up and things like that to simply throw that away just because, quote unquote, I found myself in love. You know, it just I was just like, I can't do this. I was like, if it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out. And long distance relationships suck, by the way, because we did it for like a year and a half, damn near 2 years, and it sucks. I don't know how we got through it, Praise Jesus. We still together. We still together. But personally, especially it depends maybe potentially on your age and where you're at in your career. Like at that point, I was like 29, 30. I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, 28, 29. And I was just getting my career really going where I needed to go. And so for me, sometimes you got to put that first. And if the relationship is going to last, it's going to last. Like you make it work somehow. Like I remember we were like flying back and forth. You're like, okay, I'll come down maybe this weekend in a month. When can you come back up here this weekend? And it's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of crying. It's a lot of emotional taxation. Like it's a lot. Mm-hmm. But if it's meant to be, it'll work. And what happens at least for me, I was able to find an opportunity to get a promotion out of it. Like we moved to Dallas. He moved to Dallas. And there was a opening in that particular office that they were like, and it's just weird how things work out. I didn't even like apply for it really. They like tapped me and said, Kerel, we know you're interested in moving to Dallas. We have this role that we just created and I think you would be perfect for. And I was like, okay, and so things just, if you just do right by the relationship, do right by yourself, do right by your career, you just do right, somehow things just freaking work out if it's supposed to work out. It's gonna hurt though. Like say you do have to call it quits in your relationship and it sounds like it was an amazing relationship, it's gonna hurt then, but clearly you right now your priority is the career. You kind of said it, so stand in it.
So what would you do? Because I think it sounds like
I would do the career.
Wants to get out. No, I think this isn't between the two because he says, "How do you end?" So I think.
So how do you end it?
Yeah. So I think they're ready to go.
Say you're ready to go. I mean, obviously, say it in nicer terms than that, but just say, hey, right now I can't turn down this career opportunity. And it sounds like the other person was just like, we'll cross that bridge when we cross it. So, but just let them know where you stand. The career, this opportunity is huge for me. It's important to me.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the relationship. I think you're freaking amazing. I love our relationship. But this is something that I need to do to further my career and to further something that I want to do for myself, that I need to do for myself. And if I don't do that, I might hold animosity to this relationship now. Mm-hmm. I invite you with me. If you can find a job, I want you out there. But I also know that if your career is important to you, it might not be as easy for you to get up and leave. And I know that. And it's okay. And we'll figure it out. If it meant to be, we'll figure it out down the line. But at least right now, this is what I need to do. And I don't want to hold you where you don't need to be following me around if you can't do that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I totally get that. I mean, I think my advice would be like, it's okay to know that you can't handle, or not even can't, but just don't want to handle the stress of living in a new place, because starting over is hard. Mm-hmm. When you have a network, mm-hmm. and you have people around, you got your family, your friends, whatever, going to a new place and start all over is hard. And to do it alone, it makes it even more lonely. So you also kind of have you have to have a certain amount of freedom to find your own footing there, and it's hard to do that when you are also with someone and having to give your attention to someone across the country or in a whole different other state, because then you're not giving yourself the proper amount of time you need to figure out who you are in this new place. So I totally understand simply just living in two different parts and having to start all over now, because everyone can't do that. And also, I mean, if your relationship is in a good place, I think then you should be able to do that. I don't see why you can't do that and be able to stick in your relationship. But it sounds like starting in a new place, starting a new job, and then focusing on maintaining the relationship while it's a long distance is just a recipe of too much. And that is okay. That is okay. And I think you should be happy with yourself, that you know your limits.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want to do is to push it and it turn ugly. You know, like if you're on good terms now, if it's an amazing relationship, it's okay to end on those relationships, because who knows, maybe a year later you're like, you know what, I know my city, it's home now, etc. Maybe I can try this long distance thing again. I'm comfortable in my job. I have the energy now and the time and the space that I need to dedicate and feed what the relationship requires.
Yeah.
So, end it on good notes, but be honest with yourself and don't feel bad, because, I mean, unless this is the first person that you've ever dated, you've been in love once, it can happen again.
There's more dick in the sea, like we say.
Right.
But yeah, it's gonna hurt. Like, relationship, especially if it's a good relationship, you know, like you end it, you're like, damn, like I enjoyed this human being. It's gonna hurt. Like, and honestly, Corey and I broke up there for a while, and it hurt. Like, I was like, but hold on, like, did I do the right? You might second guess yourself. You might be like, damn, did I do the right thing? Do I really enjoy this job as much like as I enjoy this person? Like, you're gonna go through all that range of emotion. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if your first gut inclination is saying my career and this is a good opportunity, usually that first gut feel before all the weight of the emotions come on top of it is usually the right choice.
Yeah. What do you think? I think the only thing I keep thinking about is you know, like keep going back to the question of how do you end an amazing relationship because you're moving away for your career. And I think it starts with clarity. Like, what is it that you absolutely want? Like, if you don't want to be in that relationship and you want to pursue your career, that's the conversation you need to have. I think if you're confused about whether you can have both, that's problematic. And I think, again, that it's problematic in the sense that, you know, you may be prematurely making a choice on behalf of you and the other person, and omitting the fact that there could be some kind of compromise that can make both you and your career and your relationship with this person happy. You know, so I think the question that you have to ask yourself is, do you want the relationship to end? You got to answer that question. It's clear that you want the job, but having the job doesn't necessarily mean that you have to end the relationship. But if you want the relationship to end so that you can pursue the job, build a different life, you know, whatever, you know, you find that we often are on the precipice of walking through new doors and finding a new life for ourselves. And sometimes we have to let go of the things that we held on to or the things that we clung to in our former life so that we can embrace our new life. And that's just a part of, you know, just life. You have to ask yourself that question. What is it that you really want? If you really want, you know, to just pursue the career and that be your focus, then how you end the relationship is you have a conversation with your partner and say, hey, listen, you know what? I think the relationship for me has come to an end. Doesn't mean that I don't love you, but I need to put all of my energy into driving my career. And that's the most important thing. You know, I wish that that I didn't feel this way. You know, I wish I could see a path for us to continue moving forward, but I don't, not at this time. And so, or not
Come
ever.
on, HR response. Not at this time.
Not at this time.
That is true. I can't.
But it boils down to that essential question. If you want the relationship to end, then you will find a way to make it end. And if you want it to end and you want it to end in an amicable way, that's another question, you know, because you can make it end and just and ghost the person, you know, or, you know, do something petty like a lot of us do and instigate a fight so that it precipitates a reason for y'all to break up, and it gives you the feels that, okay, now I can move on.
Justification.
Right. You know, like we've all been there. Mm-hmm. This is part of life. Yeah. All of those things are valid and all of those things happen and all of those are part of life. I think at the end of the day, you have to figure out what you want.
Yeah, but I think they do know what they want because they chose a job. They already chose, they said they are moving away for their career. So in this situation, the career has been chosen over the relationship.
It makes me wonder, though.
Choice has already been made.
It almost makes me wonder, though, if they put that decision, because sometimes, like, you make your decision and you make the decision for the other person. And so with this saying, they already told you to follow your career and we'll cross that bridge, gives me kind of inclinations that you chose the decision for the other person. That this person might have been okay for you to move away for the career and maybe do the long distance or break up for a time being, and maybe I could get another job. So this is almost like a ... We almost might need more information, because with that last sentence, it almost sounds like you chose the decision for that other person. You chose your decision and their decision, and then give them the option to.
Can you clarify? Because I'm confused when you mean by they chose their decision.
Because he says they, meaning the partner, already told him to follow his career. So bringing it up, saying, "Hey, I have this opportunity," and if your partner said, choose your career, follow your career, and we'll cross that bridge. Sounds like that they're on board to potentially uproot their life and follow suit because they know how much your career is, how important it is to you. But now you're talking about ending the relationship. You haven't even allowed me to think and come to that conclusion as well. And so that's where it kind of feels, and I don't know, we need the ... So we'll go back to this person to see if there's additional info.
Than just about moving and choosing the career.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I also feel like there's a lot of justification going on in these two little sentences, because I feel like we've all been in a situation where you start talking to somebody, whether it's, through the apps or in person or whatever, you start talking to somebody and I'm about to move in a couple of weeks and blah, blah, blah. Well, we can just have some fun until you leave or whatever. And you having fun, but you having fun every damn day. And then your feelings get involved and then your perspective changes. So, I don't know when their partner said to them, oh yeah, well, we'll just cross that bridge when we come to it, because that could be very early on in the relationship.
Yeah, that's true too.
And the feelings have changed since then. Yeah. So them saying they already told me 6 months ago that if I want to leave, that I could just leave. Yeah. It's that to me feels like a little bit of a justification. If they said, oh, they told me when we talked about it last night, that if you decide ultimately that you want to leave, then that's your choice. That's a different situation. But if they told you something 6 months ago, 4 weeks ago, or whatever, and then you've now come to a decision, but in the meantime, y'all been continuing to getting close, because they did say, I don't know if it's a he, but they did say that they have an amazing relationship, right? So I have to imagine that since the time of that conversation, they have gotten closer and closer and closer. Feelings are now might be potentially different.
Oh, we need a follow-up on this one. We're gonna have to go back to this one. We're gonna look this one up and see if they could give us some OT on this, because and but at the end of the day, this is life. This is some true ass shit that happens all the time, where a lot of times you got to put the choices between your career and your relationships in your life, and there's never a true balance, quite frankly. It might be 60% this week work, 40% relationships. Next week might be vice versa. So that's a real ass statement. Continue to send your questions in, by the way. DM us. It seems like that's what a lot of folks like to do. We'll continue to put these up. Continue to send in your questions. Come on now. We need some fresh questions. This was a fresh question, by the way. So we need some new ones, and we like the different perspectives, because we haven't really had a lot of career questions like this. So aya@minorityareport.com as well if you want to email us. What else? What's going on? Oh, before we get out here, y'all see they trying to remake the Bodyguard?
I heard they were doing that in The Color Purple, a live action of The Color Purple.
Oh, I did hear The Color Purple because hers in it.
Yeah.
See, in The Color Purple one's the stage play. It's like a movie of the stage. I'm like, how we do a book to a movie to a stage play, then a movie of the stage play? I'm lost. So I don't know.
I just feel like I've yet to see a remake. I'm just trying to think. Has there been a remake that has been satisfactory?
Batman.
And
what?
Batman. I think the Batman trilogy is better than the first.
That's a whole different thing.
But you mean like
that's a man worry.
That's a man worry.
I'm talking about any of these
like a way that
reboots, the reboots,
or like a How I Stella Got a Groove back, like these 90 classics that are so good.
They did a reboot of Total Recall, which was a failure.
Oh.
They did any of these. They're making a reboot of the Will Smith
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, which
we'll see. It'll be a drama this time. I know they're bringing the Proud Family back too,
and they doing that for the Matrix too. I said it's.
Oh, stop it! It's the same. It's a continuation. But we'll bring back this episode just in case it sucks. Be like, damn, you're right, Dawon. We spoke into existence. That shit sucked.
I just honestly, there's not a universe, in my opinion, where this idea, a remake of The Bodyguard, makes sense and is going to be good.
You know what? It's probably a Lifetime thing. It's probably one of them things they're gonna do on Lifetime that automatically the bar is down here.
Because was The Bodyguard actually even that good? It was the soundtrack that was good.
The acting was terrible.
So what artist out there could even move you enough to sing this soundtrack?
I know Dom sent us that question today. So Dom, I don't know, but maybe it's got to be either someone like a Jennifer Hudson who it's got to be someone who could sing. Like it can't be like no half-ass effort.
I am the queen of the night.
But I feel like Jennifer Hudson doesn't even have. But she has J Hyde has a different voice. She has a completely different voice that fit for that soundtrack.
It's gotta be somebody poppy.
I can't. Yes, it'll have to be someone poppy.
Maybe Ariana. That's the closest in the pop lane. In the pop lane, it better not be no Demi Lovato.
Hold on, wait. So like vocally in the pop lane, yes, I agree. But if they whitewash this movie, I swear.
Oh, you know they're going to.
God, I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna lose my shit. And they better not do it. Where's the white woman and the black man?
You know they're going to.
Seen it.
You know they're going to.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, who's in the pop world? It better not be Normani.
So you know what that means is just don't do it.
There we go. That's the answer.
Wait till Blue Ivy is grown because you know she gonna be a badass, and just boom, there we go.
Yeah, don't give it to Beyonce either. Don't give it to Beyonce. I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Yeah, don't give it to Beyonce. No. The only other person who I would love just to see it would be a Kelly Rowland.
Ooh.
You know, she don't have necessarily the range.
That could be interesting.
But there's something about Kelly and her voice and how she sings that I would love to see her voice on that.
I'm not mad at that answer.
Because she has the diviness to it to play the role.
I'm not mad at that answer.
Beautiful. She has a great voice, you know?
I'm not mad at the answer. Maybe the only other one too is like maybe like a Cynthia Erivo. How you say her last name? Erivo. Yeah. Maybe someone like her, because she could actually sing. Like I'm just trying to think of people because you're gonna have to be able to sing.
Yeah.
Like
you know what? I agree. I see that too.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily because I mean you can remake the song. Look, if you're rebooting it, you can reboot the songs.
Ooh.
But what I don't want is that disconnect that hard from what's being ad-libbed when they, because they will lip sync, and at least we know Whitney can do that on the soundtrack,
right?
I don't have because you can make anything in the studio. You can make somebody sound real good, but I bet not see somebody sounding completely sound completely different than they do in real life.
Just don't destroy I Have Nothing. You can destroy I Will Always Love You because a lot of people have, but don't destroy I Have Nothing.
But I think if they did a remake, they probably wouldn't do the soundtrack. They
better do the soundtrack.
That's the only thing why we watch the damn movie.
What was the other movie?
I don't know.
Isn't there another remake they were doing, but they were taking the music out of? Was it The Little Mermaid that they're taking the music out of?
They're taking the music out of Little Mermaid.
The live action movie with Halle.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be music in there?
I think it's all live action.
Yeah, I don't think there's any music in that, right?
Look at this place. Isn't it neat? Complete.
It's the way you look. It's the way you looked off camera for me.
They better keep the music in that. Oh no!
Because honestly, the writing wasn't that great, nor the acting in the original for it to not be music. If they have better actors in it, maybe they're gonna have to rework a lot of it.
Yeah. So
they're gonna have to put more energy into the actual storytelling versus the music.
It's gonna have to be a whole different.
The Bodyguard was about the music; it wasn't about the storytelling. You know, so the story was pretty weak. She fell in love with her bodyguard after like basically treating him like dog shit. You know, for the whole goddamn movie. You know, so like. And that's it, you know, and it was basically to carry the soundtrack, which, you know, had the song that just became iconic. So if they're remaking it, in my opinion, you don't remake this kind of movie with the expectation of trying to catch that same light. You have to retool it in a way where you take out a lot of the musicality. There might be songs in there, you know, but it's not like a full like soundtrack that's being released or whatever with the expectation that it'll do this, have the similar kind of performance.
I'm gonna need to, it's gonna have to be something completely different.
Like y'all say, it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, it's no. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it. And I pray for the people they put some names on it, because let me tell you,
what are they gonna call this?
The Bodyguard again.
The Bodyguard.
Maybe for 2022 they'll call it the Booty Guard.
The Booty Guard. Where my bodyguard at?
And Madonna be the lead.
They could keep that.
But you know what? Okay, wait, I got another one. I would love for it to be something completely different, and another person I can see doing it, but I want it to be how she sings, Janelle Monáe. If they do a Bodyguard, I want it to be completely out of the ballot range. I want it to be something that's more, you know, current up, you know, just like dance, have a good time, like that type of genre versus that love ballad that we got from the Bodyguard. If they bring a completely different element to the soundtrack, I can see it.
Can it be a female bodyguard then? That she follow? Like, if we're gonna revamp it, let's get us a little LGBTQIA plus story then.
Janelle Monáe.
Exactly. I'm just saying. Because I mean, they gonna have to revamp a lot of this shit. So let's make a whole brand new movie. It ain't even gonna be called The Bodyguard. It's gonna be a whole.
It's gonna be called. It's gonna be like the Bee Gees.
Look, if Issa Rae is involved, which I don't know what she is, but I'm just saying, if she involved, then it'll be dope. But if she ain't involved, this is gonna be a hot mess.
You know, Issa Rae like, no, fuck that. She ain't remaking no Bodyguard.
She said, I ain't got time for this.
It's like, fuck that. But I think that's pretty much it. The Fenty show is coming out. Their White People is coming out. Yep. The Emmys would have been yesterday, so we'll see what happens with the Emmys. Yeah. So I don't know. And thank you, California, by the way.
Epic fail on behalf of the Republicans.
Girl.
And so
waste some money.
Let that be a lesson for you. They're gonna try a whole bunch of tactics now before, you know, to try to figure out what's gonna work and what's not gonna work before the next election. So but that was big. Hey, what did you watch the Apple event by any chance?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Was there anything you were really excited about?
No. They could keep that iPhone 13. Here's what this event felt like. You could tell the chip shortage had an effect on their products, because their benchmark, like Apple's notorious about benchmarking against nothing. Like their data points that they bring is like about nothing. But this year was extra about nothing. Like they didn't even like tell which chip they were trying to compare it to, which competitor they were trying to compare it to.
Nope.
And so
they were comparing to themselves. That's what they were doing.
Usually they do, and they didn't even say that this year. Usually they say, "This our chip last year. We're up 50%." This year they didn't even say the chip from last, because it's the same damn chip. So I that's what it felt like. It felt like the global chip shortage affected their products this year, and they're just repackaging last year's stuff, trying to get through one year, and hopefully by next year they're good. I'm just waiting for the new MacBook Pros. So whatever that event comes up, they're saying like November. That's what I'm waiting for.
I find it interesting that they charging the same damn price for the phones, but they taken out the what is it, the plug that goes into the wall, the power cable, so you don't get the power cable and you don't get any earbuds. Now, mind you, I got eight earbuds sitting in the closet right now.
But that's not the point. Right. But that's not the point.
But damn, you should take $150 off the price of that phone then. God damn it, shit.
No, they did that last year. They're like, no, you ain't getting shit. But you know, the one interesting thing I will say, and this is, I don't even know if people picked up on it, their packaging, they're not going to ship the iPhones with plastic wrap. So I'm like, how are you going to like guard this? So I almost want to watch the reviews just for that part, right? Just to see how are they going to ship this without the shrink wrap, which is brilliant. Like plastic waste, I'm here for getting rid of that. Literally, you take it off and throw it in the trash.
They said literally 6 metric tons of waste that's specifically related to the plastic that's included within their product. So by taking that out, they're able to reduce their carbon footprint, which is great.
That's like the iPad Mini looked cute, but I'm like, what am I going to do with the iPad Mini? It looks like just a wide 12 Pro Max. So, and I already have an iPad, so I don't need that.
I bought one for my niece. Her birthday's her birthday's on, so this comes out on Monday. Her birthday's on Wednesday. So, hey, Skylin, I know you're not listening to this, but
right, grown folks. This grown folks talk.
She's 10. She's not listening to this, but yeah, I got her the little purple iPad Mini.
Okay, so those are cute.
You know, she'll be happy about that. But yeah,
if I didn't have an iPad, I would have thought about that. Was the only one that
I don't have an iPad.
Me.
I don't. All I have is my MacBook and my iPhone, and that's it. I don't have a watch. I don't have an iPad. I don't need all that extra stuff.
Yeah, the iPad is nice to have.
For what?
It's like no, not even that. No, that I get I get my MacBook, my 16-inch MacBook. I want to see it live in the color home. No, like for a while there, I was editing some of Corey's stuff, like his. Like TikTok stuff, or not even TikTok. At the beginning, he was doing more videos. I was doing that, and it was just easier to sit on the couch and edit on that, and you could do some music stuff on it. That's why I initially got it, but ultimately I end up using my laptop way more still, and that's why I want the new MacBook Pro, because this is slowing down, and I want the 14-inch, not the 16. The 16 is just a little too large to kind of be comfortable all the time with it. So I'm with the 14.
Isn't that wild, that shift, like especially with the laptop? So I have a personal Mac, MacBook Air, and then I have for work I have the MacBook Pro, and they're both 14 inches, and it's literally the perfect size for doing just doing work. Now, when you're working with multiple applications and whatnot, it gets a little complicated and whatnot, but
but that's what I've learned with the 6-inch MacBook Pro the last 4 years I've had it, 5 years I've had it. I'm like, it's great because of the large screen, but it's also a nuisance, especially when you start traveling with it and things like that.
That's the worst.
It's too much.
It's like a brick.
Yeah, it is. It is. So that's the event I'm looking for. This one wasn't about nothing. It sure wasn't. Literally, and that's what all the reviews are saying. All the reviewers are saying this is like the same shit as last year.
and quite frankly, there's like no iOS updates. So that's not, you're not getting.
That was coming next week.
Oh, okay. Well, not what they released last week. So
right. Yeah,
I was
I think it's next.
Well, just talking about these
Wednesday. I know, right?
Products.
So yeah, the global chip shortage definitely hurt this one because they just probably weren't able to get the advancements that they need because they can't even get the damn chips that they need. So.
I wonder if their stock will suffer a little bit because of that. Because when things start shipping and whatnot, I wonder if their stock will go down. Because I want to buy some of their stock, and I
it ain't gonna go down enough because they stock
right.
The richest company in the world, Craig.
Right.
Oh man. Well, community, if you're gonna get the phone, let us know. That means we can borrow some money from you because that means you got money, ho. But stay safe out there. Yeah, until next week, wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass.
All right, bye, y'all.
See ya.